We are now with Marty Biron, and Marty, Canada's forward group is completely stacked. So who do you think will be the most impactful breakout player of the games for Canada? And Marty, you cannot pick McDavid or MacKinnon.
Well, obviously, those two would have been a given, right? I think they are the superstars. But because other teams are going to focus so much on McDavid and MacKinnon, I'm looking at somebody on a different line to be able to really step in. And I've seen a lot of the Montreal Canadiens this year. So Nick Suzuki will have that opportunity. When I watched the overall game of Nick Suzuki, not only can he score, can he produce some offense, can he set up other players just like he's done all season for Cole Caulfield in Montreal. I think he can play such a good brand of defensive hockey that he will have this value to the team to be able to say, look, we're going to focus on McDavid and MacKinnon, but somebody else is going to slide in and maybe put Canada over the top with their play. And I think when you look at Suzuki last year not being on the Four Nations face-off, he's going to be walking into this Olympic team with a bit of a chip on his shoulder saying, look, I was supposed to be on that team. I'm that good. I should win the Selke Trophy this year. I'm that good. And he wants to show the world that he can do it. I think that Suzuki will be the breakout performer for Team Canada, not named MacKinnon or McDavid.
Yep. Okay, that's good. I like that, Marty. Now, Canada suffered 2 injuries up front. Braden Point and Anthony Cirelli are out. Sam Bennett, Seth Jarvis in. Is Canada going to regret leaving Connor Bedard and Mark Scheifele at home, though?
Well, when you look at the group of forwards, they're very, very talented. So it's hard to regret, right, with what you're going to pick. But I would have picked Mark Scheifele over Seth Jarvis. And I get that Jarvis maybe is a favorite of John Cooper. I've been on Four Nations and the role that he's going to fill. But when you look at the Canadian forwards in the National Hockey League this year, Mark Scheifele is 4th in points. Like, this is a talented player that you don't always just have to ask for offense. He can play in all 3 zones. He can be physical. He can play the middle. He can move up to the wing, can take faceoffs. He can do it all. So I get that, Seth Jarvis was maybe a comfortable pick. But even last year, I thought that Scheifele probably could have been on the Four Nations face-off, roster, and I think he would have been on the Olympic. Now, for Connor Bedard, I think there's plenty more Olympics that he can go to, and he's very talented, but he was lower on my list. There's other players that may have been in the conversation, but they're not going to regret not having Mark Scheifele there, but from my opinion, it was a miss not having as part of the 14 forwards.
Okay, now we want to wrap this up and have you finish this sentence, Marty. Canada will win gold if the forwards...
They remain healthy. Look, they are so deep at the forward position, but one injury, and I hope it doesn't happen to a MacKinnon, to a McDavid, to maybe even a Sidney Crosby, and all of a sudden your depth is being changed and players are going to play in a different role. So if they stay healthy, they will definitely dominate the tournament.
Okay, looking forward to it. And of the top 4 scorers in the NHL right now, 3 are Canadian: McDavid, MacKinnon, and Celebrini. The lone exception being Nikita Kucherov, and Russia is not in this tournament.